Hi, my name is Moss. I'm making Duck Norris Tales, a game about a duck saving the world from an alien invasion, and also the founder behind Ungenerated.io, an art platform with zero tolerance for Gen AI. And I wanted to talk to you about the biggest mistakes I have done as a solo developer. I've been obsessing over goals, launch dates, feature counts, and milestones, and that made me rush and build systems that broke the moment I tried to reuse them. Today, I want to show you what happens when you stop worrying about goals and start focusing on inputs instead, because inputs are what actually compound over time. A couple years ago, I needed a lighting system for Duck Norris Tales. It was the one thing missing from getting the game to look exactly the way I wanted it to look like. The issue is that the engine I'm using doesn't have it out of the box, so I had two options. First, find the fastest tutorial, copy paste the code, and make it work just enough to ship that one game, or learn how lighting system actually work, build it modular, and make it reusable for anything I build in the future, similar to how you buy a plugin so you can use it across different projects. So I opted for option 2, followed a lengthy tutorial on YouTube and adjusted it to what I need, and it took significantly more time to implement, but I ended up having a really good system which was lightweight and matched the look that I was going for. And the best part, when I needed a lighting system on another project, it took 10 minutes to bridge over with zero issues. And that's the difference between building for goals and building for inputs. The goal will ask, how fast can I finish this? And the input asks, what will I actually gain from this? Same thing about how fast can I paint this? Or I can ask like, what can I learn today so I can paint quicker tomorrow? It's the difference between doing something that works once or having a system that you can use for years. And here's the mindset shift. When you focus on goals, you think, I need to ship by this date, so I'll do whatever it takes to meet the deadline and move on. But when you focus on inputs, you think, I'm building this system once. How do I make it last? While working on Duck Norris, I was focusing on goals early on, and I realized quickly that I was gonna crash and burn if I don't do anything about it. Early on in development, I hard-coded the gamepad and keyboard controls, meaning that no matter what I do, I have to change the code to change the input, which caused so many issues when I wanted to get other people to play the game. The controls were only tailored for me, and coding that took only a few hours. It worked perfectly until I needed to go backwards, then the whole system was obsolete. By shifting to an input-focused approach, I rebuilt the whole thing by creating a dynamic system where a user can adjust their controls anytime they wanted by just going into the pause menu. And that thing took a whole week to implement. But now I can give the controller to any gamer and they can modify the controls how they like it. This was one of the best decisions to do early on as it opened up so many doors for future improvements as the game grew. And another example, and I talked about it in another video, was I used to have separate code for each of the bosses, and I had to build every boss from scratch. Everyone was unique, custom, and impossible to iterate on. Then I decided to build the boss factory. It was a one modular system that turned any sprite into a functional boss with customizable attacks. Bosses that used to take 2 months from start to finish now take 2 weeks. And that system I can use in every game I ever make on GameMaker. The goal approach worked for one linear path, but the input approach works for an entire game with branching paths, side quests, and backtracking. The systems you build can be used and reused as you progress in your journey. And if you build for goals, you'll be starting from scratch with every single project. But if you build for inputs, you're creating a library of tools that compound over time. And 5 years from now, you'll either have a graveyard of rush projects that barely work, or a collection of rock-solid systems you can remix into anything. And every time you write code or build a system, ask yourself one question. Will I be able to use this again in 2 years? If the answer is no, you're building for goals. If yes, you're building for inputs. This one question changed how I approach everything. This even works with art. I used to spend 1 month working on one painting because I was doing all the wrong habits, where now I can do a complete painting in just 1 or 2 days. The time investment upfront is higher, but the payoff compounds over time. When you shift from goals to inputs, here's what changes. You stop rebuilding the same thing and you start thinking long term and build actual skills. The goal focused work teaches you how to ship fast, but the input teaches you how to build systems that last. Before I go, I'll leave you with this. Stop asking when I will finish and start asking what will I have built by then. Special thanks to all of the residents on Ungenerated.io for keeping the lights on and helping us improve the platform. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video so far, please leave it a like and a comment. It'll really help me with the algorithm and help the channel grow. If you enjoyed this video, you'll enjoy this video as well. Thank you so much, and just remember, take it one day at a time, and I'll see you in the next video.